The new co-host.
You're an ugly one, isn't he?
Ooh. It's radio, it's alright.
You're not good looking.
How do you think I got a job?
Right?
I actually could say that as my career.
We have the Minnesota Paranormal Study Group in this morning. Good morning. It is 7:38. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
Good. And you guys, we were talking about, you use kind of deductive reasoning. You know, you want to make sure if you're investigating a place, if there's logical reasons, you get those out of the way. And then sometimes there are situations where there's no scientific or logical reason to be had, right?
Exactly.
That's correct.
What are some of the places that that has happened to?
I think our most memorable and perhaps fun moment was when we were up at the Palmer House. We were in a specific room of the hotel, and we started hearing a woman's voice.
Oh.
And we're all looking at each other. It was actually the three of us, too, in there. And we started looking at each other like, are you hearing that?
Crazy.
And so what we did was we went to the room across the hall, next to that room, above, because we were on the second floor, or we were the third?
We were on the second floor.
Okay, so we went above and below. We went outside, like screaming and like running through the streets.
Singing. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Stomping through the hallways.
So the Palmer House Hotel, where is that located again?
That is in Sauk Center.
Sauk Center. And what is the history behind that place?
Sinclair Lewis, the author,
Yeah.
did a lot of his writing there. And he actually worked there and did a lot of his writing in the basement and then where the restaurant is now.
Very cool.
Very.
So there's obviously a lot of history there. And how far back does it date to?
Oh, God.
It's the 1800s, isn't it?
It's late 1800s, early 1900s for the actual hotel.
Okay.
I think it was late 1800s because it burned down and then they rebuilt it in 1901.
I think you're right.
So now, so would you say that that is the one experience where you just got scared? I mean, do you guys get scared?
Oh, we weren't scared. We were excited.
You were
we
excited.
just
Yeah, we were
wanted to
pumped.
make sure, you know, it's not something else because we knew for a fact it was going to be picked up on a recorder.
Okay.
So we're like, okay, it has to be something because it was clear as day. Like, it has to be something. So we were trying to figure out where it came from.
Okay.
And we just couldn't recreate it at all. So we knew whatever we caught on the recorder was going to be something we could claim as evidence.
Very cool.
That kind of brings up a good point, what she said with, you know, yes, you know, were you scared?
Yeah.
Well, things that people really don't understand is when you're by yourself, you get scared. But that's why we always go in like 2s or 3s.
Oh,
whenever
okay.
something like that happens, you're always just like, oh, what was that? What was that? You try to find it. Where if you're by yourself sitting in the room and it's dark and you hear something, you're like...
That's when, so you have been scared. There have been times where you're just kind of frightened or feel really threatened?
I personally never felt threatened or threatened. I don't know if you guys have or not.
No.
Not really.
No, really?
Never been in
Oh.
that situation.
No.
Well, that's pretty amazing.
Also,
I
never in
mean,
that situation.
I would think.
yeah.
I would think it'd probably be a little bit of a startle.
Oh, definitely.
Is that the correct word to use? You're like, oh, what was that?
I wouldn't say you really get scared. You do get startled, you get jumpy, but you get pumped right away.
You get shocked,
it's
but then
an
you're
adrenaline rush.
yeah.
Okay.
Because-
I can totally see that as they're watching the show, Ghost Hunters and stuff. I'd be like, God, that'd be awesome, and it wouldn't be really scary as long as somebody else. If you're by yourself, it would be like, holy. But then if you're with somebody, it just gives you that extra support, and it would just start you like, let's figure out where this came from, type thing. Definitely.
All right. I've got some EVP from the Palmer House Hotel that you guys had done. This one is a child's voice. Do you want to set this up at all?
This was pretty much in that room I was talking about when
Okay.
we heard the three, when it was the three of us and we heard the voices. We actually only heard the woman's voice, but when we reviewed evidence, there was a child along with it.
Okay, so let's hear this and we'll see if we hear what you guys hear.
Yeah, and you can hear it faintly in the background. You hear like a pop sound.
Okay, hold on, we'll do that again.
Exactly.
It almost
you hear it
sounds-
twice, once
yeah.
at the beginning and once towards the end.
Heard it once.
There it was.
There we go, that's the second one. Wow, that's pretty cool. We're going to do another one from the Palmer House. This is the... Okay, that one was hard to hear. Now,
That was very hard to hear.
okay, do you know what this one is?
Yeah, what it was we were in that same room, and what we do is we ask questions, whether we're there alone
Yeah.
or not. We ask questions, and we got a bizarre, strange answer saying that we were going to be leaving this room. If anything wanted to follow us to the next room, feel free. And what we can decipher from that is something along the lines of it's okay to go play. Like she was
Go
whoever was
play
there
if
was
you want.
talking to a child.
Okay, this one's really short, so I'm going to play this one again and see if you can hear "Go play if you want." It sounds like "Go play if you want."
I tell you what, it's very guttural. It's very hard to hear, especially on radio. But if you go to the website, you'll be able to see it in the evidence vault. And
Yeah.
You'll be able to hear it on your own.
Hold on, we'll play it one more time. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of hear it a little bit. It is a little difficult to hear. Now, the woman's voice. Where is this woman's voice that you were talking about? Where is that evidence so I can play it?
Actually, we did pick it up on our recorders, and we did all three hear it. But when we're reviewing evidence, you could hear it, but not everyone in the group agreed with it.
Oh.
So we kind of had to throw it out.
Okay, so that's an important fact, though. If you guys all agree on it, then it gets thrown into your evidence vault on your website.
Yep.
And if you don't, okay, all right. Well, here's the. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, I could hardly hear that one.
Well, what's going on there is the three of us are sitting in a room. Report was there's a young child ghost walking around, bouncing a ball down the hallway. We sat in the child's playroom that they had set up, coloring books, stuffed animals, Legos, all that. And we just basically played like what if you were, instructing kids at a place or like preschool or something.
Okay.
And we're reading a story, and AJ sneezed, and Eric said, "God bless you." I said, "God bless you." And then, like you would to a child, you tell them to say, "God bless you."
Okay.
And then immediately afterwards, you hear something.
Okay. Oh, I heard a little bit of it, and it did sound like a child's voice. Yeah. That's incredible. I could hear a little bit of that.
It can be hard to hear, but when we review evidence, we use headphones and we have it really loud.
Yeah, you do.
So,
well, I have this very loud. I mean, that's a difficult thing. I mean, you have to have incredibly high-tech equipment. But that definitely did sound like a little kid, like a very small child, like 4 or 5, saying, "God bless you."
And what's really strange about that one is we didn't hear it at all when we were sitting there. It took until we were reviewing and just had a little gut feeling that maybe something would have responded. Something's playing along the whole time. It was bizarre.
It's very cool, very cool. Well, we'll talk more with the Minnesota Paranormal Study Group coming up after this break. More about their evidence. That's amazing. Keep it here on 96.7 KDOG, 80s and 90s and everything.
I'm
Sorry, you were right going to talk.